Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Holly with AK Essential Wellness. I just want to jump on with you guys and talk to you today about the top 10 oils and all the different blends that you can use to incorporate into lifestyle. I have two little ones, they're 3 and 5, and they keep me super busy. And the last couple months I've had a ton of new people join our tribe, and they've been asking me, how do I do blends? What do I do? So here are the top 10 oils, all right here. I think I got this little cute wood thing off of Etsy or Oil Life, but there's lots of little things you can use to store your oils. Lots of cute wood boxes you can get from your back office on doTerra, or Oil Life is a great place. But when you order a top 10 kit, you're gonna get lemon, lavender, peppermint, digestin, melaleuca, oregano, On Guard, frankincense, breathe, and deep blue. And you can take care of seriously like 80% of the household things that you need to reduce toxic load, clean, support stress, sleep, all the things. And you can make a bunch of blends out of all of these oils. And when I say blends, meaning you can diffuse different combinations of those, or you can make topical little rollers like these 10 ml rollers. I got these from Oil Life, and I'll fill whatever essential oil in it. Like I might put 10 drops of On Guard, 10 drops of lemon, and then I fill the rest with coconut oil. You can use any vegetable-based oil. I love coconut, but you can use jojoba, almond, avocado, olive, have shea oil, and that's a carrier that's going to help carry the essential oil into the skin and also act as a barrier for sensitive skin or little kids or the elderly, and especially with the warmer oils like oregano and On Guard. So if you got a Family Essentials kit, you got the top 10 and it's the smaller bottles, and if you get a Home Essentials kit, you get the top 10 in the big bottles. And so I'm going to just start off with the first oil combo that I love to use is the lavender, frankincense, and tea tree, which is melaleuca, sourced in Australia, lavender's from Bulgaria, and these three are powerful. I started using these when my little girl was a baby as like her diaper cream that I would use between each diaper change. And so I took a 10 ml roller and just put a drop of each before she was 1, and then filled the rest with coconut oil, and I used that on her bottom, and she never had diaper rash. And also I love to make this in a 10 ml. I'll put 10 drops of each and use it like as a support healthy skin if I've got any abrasions or bug bites or irritations. For my kids now, they're 3 and 5, I might do 4 drops of each of those 3 oils in a 10 ml and put it on them with the fractionated coconut oil. So you must dilute appropriately per age, especially if you have little ones like with a 1-year-old or below. I just put 1 drop of each. But I love to use these. And I also love to do oil cleansing with it. I've had a lot of issues with my skin, and so I take a 10 ml roller, and I started about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. I put 10 drops of each of these 3 in there, and I would roll it on at night when I was gonna wash my face, and I would just rub it in with my makeup. It would start to pull all the greasy, grimy grit or like just dead bacteria and skin cells out, and I do it for 5 minutes, maybe 3, and then I would take a hot washcloth and wipe it all off and rinse, and then I would use my cleanser to cleanse, and then I might apply this again as a serum, and my skin has just transformed slowly. But the latest one that I recommend is Yarrow Palm, and I'll talk about that later. I did a whole video that you can watch on that. But this is great for all things skin. Melaleuca is like your cleanser, so you're gonna want to use this like to help clean and cleanse. It's also a great one to put on for spot treatment if you have a zit or some hormonal acne. And then frankincense just helps with healthy cell turnover. It's gentle, but it's really powerful. Helps brighten the skin. It's going to support reversing those dark circles or like the dark spots from sun, and just help support rejuvenating your skin. And then lavender is just great for calming like those that have, like I've always had a lot of redness around here and irritation. I had a crazy rash from antibiotics in 8th grade, and it drastically changed the skin around my nose and mouth. And so it's been a slow journey back to reduce that inflammation, but lavender is a great one for that. The next blend I like to use is On Guard and lemon. These two is an immune boosting blend. You can take a 10 ml roller and put like 5 drops each. For a kid. For an adult, I do like 10 to 12 drops each, and then I will put it along the spine, the bottoms of my feet. It's also great to use as a hot tea. So if you're coming down with something or feeling irritation on your throat, I'll take a hot cup of water. So I would take a mug like this with hot water, and I'd put 2 drops of each On Guard lemon in there, and then I would put a dollop of honey and coconut oil, and I would sip on it like a tea, and it's gonna help coat your throat. You can even gargle it. And then I also use this as a hand sanitizer. I'll put it in the 10 ml roller, and I'll use it as my hand sanitizer. We just flew back from Alaska last week, and we had like 7 or 8 babies on the plane, and I think at least 4 of them were sick, coughing and screaming and all the things. So I had put this along my kids' spine, the bottoms of their feet, and then I used it as a hand sanitizer in flight. And they didn't get sick. And then it's also a great one to use in your diffuser. So if you know that you've been exposed to stuff, or your kids have, when you get home, put like 2 drops each of these in the diffuser and get that going. It's gonna help support your respiratory system and your immune system and purify the air. The next blend is called the Flume. It's an acronym for frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard, and melaleuca. And this is the powerhouse blend that if you're really coming down with something and feeling crummy, this is what you wanna use. Frank helps everything. It works synergistically, and it kind of enhances the other oils, helps with cellular repair. Lemon is your cleanser. Oregano kind of helps the bad guys on the inside of the cell, while melaleuca fights the guys on the outside of the cell, and they synergistically work together. And then you have On Guard, which is the powerhouse immune boosting blend. And there's a dental surgeon named Dr. Stewart, who I think he's the one that kind of started this, but this is one of the main ones I use. So I was coming down with something yesterday, and I took a veggie cap and put 2 drops of each of these oils. I took it internally like every 4 hours, and today I feel much better. But it's also one you can make in a roller for kids and for littles. So if I had maybe a toddler baby under 1, I would put 1 drop of each of these in a 10 ml roller. If I had like a 12-year-old, I would probably put 6 to 8 drops in a 10 ml roller, and then roll on their spine, the bottoms of their feet. And that's just gonna help boost their immune systems. And then as an adult, I take it internally, and you can use it topically. So that's the Flume. That's like getting out the big guns. One of the key oils in that is oregano. And oregano is a powerhouse. There is a lot of studies on PubMed that you can check out. But oregano is one that you gotta be real careful with, because it's photosensitive and it's super hot on the skin. So if you use it topically, you must always dilute. And then if I take it internally, you always use a veggie cap just to protect that your esophagus and the lining. But this one you bring out. I don't use it often, but when I need it, I'm so glad that I have it. The next one that I love to use is for respiratory support. So say you're coming down with something, maybe you're just congested, who knows? But doTerra has a great blend, that Breathe blend, and I like to pair it with lavender. They're both really calming to the central nervous system, and they work great together. They help promote sleep. I was at the nursing symposium for essential oils, and they had CPAP machines with little essential oil cartridges that you could put the oils in. But if your husband, like mine, snores, I like to put a little bit under his nose before bed or on his chest. These 2 blend is also great to diffuse before bed or for sleep. So you can do like 2 drops each in the diffuser. My kids love this blend. I often let them pick what oils they want in their diffuser, and Selah loves this one. She's 5. But you can also put in a 10 ml roller and then roll it on their backs and massage in their backs and the bottoms of their feet or their chest, and then pull their shirt over them. But make sure you always dilute. There's a great book called The Essential Life Book. It's also an app you can get from Oil Life, and it's full of all the great content that you can look up recipes and stuff and dilution charts. Second to that for respiratory, I love to use lemon, lavender, peppermint to support someone that has seasonal threats. So say it's springtime, you're gonna mow the lawn, maybe you're feeling congested and really uncomfortable, your eyes are teary, your nose is running, you're just really uncomfortable. You can take lemon, lavender, peppermint, which they work together, and take it internally, 2 drops each in a veggie cap. Or doTerra had created the doTerra that has the capsules already pre-made for you. I also love to diffuse this for that reason, and even just to help calm. And then for topical use, you could put it in a 10 ml roller. Do 10 drops each and put that over your chest, cup it in your mouth and breathe it in. Put it over here as an adult. For a kid, I would just do like 2 to 3 drops each in the 10 ml and then roll in their back of their lungs and the bottoms of their feet, and it's still gonna get in the bloodstream. But that is a great one for seasonal support. The next one that I love to use is the digestive support. So my kids had colic a lot, I think a lot of it was due to food issues, so I had to cut out a lot of foods, especially with Selah. But they have a blend called Digestin that is amazing. And it's got caraway, anise, fennel, peppermint, and ginger. And this one this is like kind of the miracle oil that people, a lot of times when they have their aha with essential oils, it's because of Digestin. But you can topically use it, you can use it internally. They have capsules already pre-made of it for you. I had high-risk pregnancies and was on a lot of drugs and had major acid reflux and nausea and vomiting. So this was one I used topically a lot or took internally for that. I also love to pair it with lavender, especially if you have like a baby. I would just do a drop each of this in a 10 ml roller and roll around their navel area and just kind of massage their bottoms of their feet, and this is going to support that. It's also one that you can, for older kids, put it in a 10 ml roller and rub around. And an alternative to that I don't recommend for babies under 1 is peppermint and Digestin. I love this, especially if we're out on the boat and I'm feeling woozy from the boat rocking. I love to smell these, or I'll put 10 drops each in a 10 ml roller and roll it on. I'll take a veggie cap with 2 drops of each of these internally. And if I had a little kid that had some issues, maybe a 3 or 4 year old, I'll put a couple drops of Digestin and peppermint in a 10 ml roller and then roll on and make sure it's just very appropriately diluted. The next one that I love is Dr. Stewart. He's a dental surgeon that I talked about earlier. He developed Sinus in a Mug, or it's called Steamy Cup, I think. And it's like you take a nice mug, like this is my favorite pottery mug that I got from a potter in Alaska. And I love to put 2 drops each of lemon, peppermint, oregano, and melaleuca. And then you breathe in the steam, and you can even put a towel over your head if you want, or you just can breathe in that steam. It's going to help open up those airways and support the sinuses and the respiratory. You don't drink it, you just breathe it in. It's so potent that you might be able to put your head in and then you have to look away and kind of like, whoo, because you will feel it. The oregano is super potent and it works synergistically with the melaleuca, and lemon's like the cleanser, and then peppermint's going to help support the open airways. So this is a powerhouse, and so I would do that throughout the day. I also love to take melaleuca, which is tea tree, and dilute it and massage it over the bridge of my nose, over my sinuses, and up over my forehead. Or Digestin, you can use that to do that with as well, just to support your sinuses if you're having some pressure or discomfort. But that is a great one just to kind of open stuff up. For sleep, you have to remember that these are the top 10. I'm telling you blends you can use, but everybody's body chemistry is different, and so a lot of these oils have general profiles but are very dynamic and do very different things. And depending on the person, like if I am having trouble sleeping, I kind of have my cocktail, and not necessarily the ones that you would think you help me fall asleep easily. So play with it. But out of the top 10, 2 that I love to use with my kids for that, just supporting restful sleep and calming, I'll pop in the diffuser, is lavender, which is most people know about that one, and frankincense. These just really calm somebody. They're great for supporting that. I love to put 2 drops each in the diffuser. I'll put 10 drops each of these in a 10 ml roller and roll it over my chest, the back of my neck, or my feet if I'm traveling. And then if you had a little one, just do a drop each for under 1, or if you had a kid, you could do 12-year-old, I would do 4 or 5 drops of each of these in a 10 ml roller and then fill the rest with coconut oil and roll them on for that. The cool thing is that these can help support healthy sleep routine, but also these are great skin oils, so you can use for helping support skin support, especially if maybe you're out camping in the summer, or you have a kid that you're bike riding and they fall and they have a little irritation. You can use that if it diluted with the coconut oil. So they're very dynamic and diverse. They're also great, like this one's a great one for like bruising, so this combo you could use for that. So there's so many things that you could utilize for these. You might intend it for one thing but find that it works for a bunch of other things. Then lastly, I wanted to talk about if you are having, like I've had a dry kind of cough irritation the last couple days. So I like to make my own little cough serum that's kind of like a respiratory throat support. So I'll take a little jar that I purchased on Oil Life and I'll fill it with raw local honey, and then I put 5 drops each of lemon, On Guard, peppermint, and frankincense. And I will take a scoop of that honey and take it internally, and that helps coat my throat. It's super comforting. It helps any irritation. I love the On Guard lozenges for that, but this is a great alternative. You can also make it in a spray. You could take like a spray bottle with water and put like, say it's a 2-ounce spray bottle, put like, I don't know, 6 drops of each of these with the water and maybe a little bit of coconut oil and spray the back of your throat. I like to do it with honey. If you don't have a little jar, you could just take a scoop of honey and then put 1 drop of each of these in that scoop of honey and then swallow that internally, and that's really gonna help support you. And repeat that. You can repeat it every couple hours. So that's a great natural throat coat, I like to call it. And I'm trying to think of anything else. I think that are all like my basic recipes with the top 10. Oh, last one. My daughter's 5 and she has had some growing pains, and so last night she was crying and they were hurting, and so I just took Deep Blue, which is the powerhouse, and I added lavender, Deep Blue, and frankincense, and I did just a drop each in a 5 ml roller with coconut oil, and I just applied to her legs and massaged that in, and I kid you not, like in a minute and a half she was just like out. And so you can repeat, and I love to use that. I also love to do this in a 10 ml roller, and I'll do 10 drops each for me as an adult. When I worked in the recovery room at the hospital, I have had low back issues and like shoulder issues from moving heavy patients and like not moving them correctly. And so I go to the chiropractor regularly, but to help just keep my muscle tissue pliable and soft so it doesn't put more strain on my spine, I do that. I do 10 drops of frank, lavender, and Deep Blue in a 10 ml roller, roll it on, and then massage that in, and it's amazing. So you just want to make sure that you dilute appropriately, but these are great. Even you could use that blend before a CrossFit workout or Orange Theory or after, or maybe you have a ballerina and you want to do that after. So these are great for that. And then I'll finally finish with, I'm all about detox baths, and I'll link this to, actually you can go to my website and blog, www.akessentialwellness.com, and I have a whole detox bath recipe, but I love to do like 2 cups of Epsom salts for me as an adult in a deep bath with like half a cup of organic baking soda, and then I add a little bit of coconut oil or body wash, and I love to add a couple drops of lavender or frankincense and just sit and soak for 30 minutes and let that magnesium from the Epsom salts absorb and help support magnesium levels because we're all deficient, and then detox your body really gently and really help reduce toxic load, but it's gonna just, you're gonna feel and sleep amazing. And so these are 2 of the oils out of the top 10 that I use a lot for detox baths. And sometimes too, if I have congestion or issues going on with that and I want to detox and just kind of preventatively take care of stuff, I'll add Breathe, or I'll use Breathe and lavender. So you can just play with that. And this month you can get frankincense for free with any 200 PV order. And this oil is the king of the oils. It retails at $93 bucks. It's amazing. There is a ton of studies on PubMed on how it supports your body at a cellular level. So if you want to get a hold of me, we can schedule a one-on-one over Zoom or on email, whatever works for you. You can email me at hrboyer83@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at AK Essential Wellness and on Facebook, and I love to help support your oil journey. Hope you guys have an awesome Tuesday.